Alright, let's get straight into this video. I'm gonna give you a rundown of what I have in my studio room as far as my YouTube setup to film videos like this, what kind of lighting I use, what kind of computer I have in here, what I have in here. I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of the disaster I have in here, because we all know as content creators, a lot of you that film videos like this, whatever's in frame is what's nice and clean. But you guys don't show sometimes on the corners where you stash all your crap so that it's not on camera, but that's just how it is. I'm gonna give you guys a rundown of this small ass room I have that I make look pretty decent in my opinion. So let's get started with it. First off, I'm gonna start off with what camera I use, because a lot of you ask. No, not a lot of you ask. Nobody asks actually, but as a YouTuber, you have to say that to validate yourself and make you feel like people care about your content and are asking you, hey, what kind of camera you? No, nobody's asked me that. But I'm still gonna tell you what kind of camera I use, just in case you're asking. I film all these videos with the Sony a7 III. Great camera. I've done reviews on this camera before. I've talked about this camera so much, and I stand by this camera because it is a great camera. I love it, at least until the a7S III comes out here, and that's almost here, so that's next. I do film with the picture profile, which is the HLG picture profile, or PP10. I do shoot in manual, obviously, and I set up my settings on the camera even before I start recording, and I use a field world monitor that is right here, right in front of me, and I use that to dial in my settings even before I start recording. It's the field world F6 Plus, I believe. I'll link it down below. Has false color on it, has histograms, has vector scopes, has everything you need to be able to light your subject or whatever you're recording the right way and make it look good. I use a false color to be able to get this image and make sure that my lighting isn't overexposed and all that. So then we move on to audio. Depending on how I'm feeling, if I'm feeling a little lazy like I did today, I use a Deity D3 mic, which is not the expensive one that has a gain knob on it. It's just a regular Deity mic, but it works great. Deity sent me that mic to review a while back, and I've used it ever since. And I will mount that onto the side of the monitor to get it even closer to me when I'm recording these kinds of videos, because regardless, I'm already pretty close to the camera. I'm like up in your faces for these videos. So I use that when I just want to just plug it in, get the video going. When I'm feeling a little fancier though, I go with the Rode Wireless Go, and I'll mic myself up, or I'll put the little Wireless Go transmitter on here, and I run some wireless lav audio straight into the Sony a7 III, and that sounds even a little better. But this Deity mic setup is not bad at all, especially when you're in the room and this close. Works perfectly fine. Sometimes when I want to get even fancier than that and I want to feel like I'm doing some kind of hotshot production, I will put the Deity mic on a mic stand and then boom it right above me right here, and then run that wirelessly using the Rode Wireless Go. So I'll connect the Deity mic to the Rode microphone, which transmit Wi-Fi-ly. That's what we call it now. It'll transmit Wi-Fi-ly wirelessly to the camera, into the receiver that goes into the camera, and we got a wireless boom. Computer turned off. If my computer turns off, my background doesn't look cool. So speaking of background, let's talk about background real quick. My background depends on how I'm feeling as well. Sometimes you guys will see this background, sometimes you guys will see that corner of the room, which is not as great. If I'm using that background over there, if it's not the computer background and all these like things in the back, usually I'll shoot this way and I'll be facing this way, and it's kind of a faster setup because I put my camera there, the lights right here, light myself, start recording quick. But it's not as fancy as this background, like the computer, this monitor. It's like the freaking Star Command whatever, I don't know. It's like this is my fancy background. You just gotta work with what you have. For some of you that don't know, I come from a music background, so I have a lot of gear in here as well. We'll get to that later in the video. As far as lighting, I've been through a couple different options, but this room is relatively small, so I do use an overkill light, which is the Aputure 300D Mark II. Way overkill. It's a crazy light. It is a quality light. It looks great. It works great. This is one of the newest lights I just got, and that's why I've been using it. Also on this side, lighting, given a little more of a fill light, I do use the newer SL60, which is kind of like an Aputure 120D. Works great as well. I just use it as a fill light, shooting it that way, bouncing light back, giving a little bit of more fill. You guys can even see how much of a difference that makes, and that's a fill light. This is just the 300D right here. So as far as lighting, that's what I'm using, Aputure 300D and the newer SL60 as well for lighting. Also for lighting, if you guys can see back here, right there, that is an Aputure MC, which is it's an RGB light that I bought from Aputure as well. Honestly, one of my favorite lights I've ever bought, even though it's like this small, but I've used it so many times. It just came in handy. Like it was just there. I was like, I need a light, I need a quick fill light. Bam, set it up. It's so small and fast to set up that it works, and it makes a cool background light as well right there. That lights up my background, gives a little bit more, you know, a little bit more pizzazz to your background rather than just like a flat background. I love that light. So on my desk, for the most part, I usually have a mess, usually a disaster. There's lenses, there's camera bodies, there's memory cards, there's hard drives, there's all kinds of stuff on my desk, but I'll show you guys what I have on my desk. I have my iMac, 2019 iMac, not an iMac Pro. I was gonna say iMac Pro, that would be awesome. But I have my 2019 iMac, which is spec'd out. I have a full video on that as well. I'll link it down below if you guys want to watch that. But 2019 iMac, beast of a computer. And then right above it, you guys can see it right here, is a LG widescreen monitor. I don't know the model, I forgot. I'm not great with model names. I'll link it down below, but it's a wide LG monitor, and I used to have that down here as my main monitor when I used to work off of my laptop. But after I upgraded to the iMac comes with a monitor, so I was like, damn, I need to do something with this monitor. So I mounted it up there, have the iMac and an LG widescreen monitor up there, and I use it all the time. I mean, it works. It's cool. It's kind of up, you know, sometimes I get a stiff neck just looking at it, but it works. It works. Like I said, you gotta work with what you have. My hard drives, my favorite hard drives ever since I started working with these hard drives, it really did change the game for me, are the Samsung T5 hard drives. And recently I just acquired the Samsung T7 hard drive, which is supposed to be like twice as faster than the T5. You guys, if you're working on a slow computer or something like that and you're looking for just any kind of little extra boost, buy yourself a Samsung T5 solid state drive. It will make a difference. I don't know how much of a difference it'll make for your specific situation, but it'll make a difference. For me, it was a big difference, and I love those drives. They're so small, compact, and they got a lot of memory on them too. So great drives, you can't go wrong with them. I'll link those down below as well. So I'm gonna show you guys a little bit more of what is in this room. I'm gonna have to take you guys off the tripod and bring you guys along with me, so let's do that. So as I was saying, part what you see in frame is like the cleanest and nicest, but around the area for the most part it can look super shitty. So starting over here with this corner, I have my Kemper profile here, and then I have this rack where I don't really use any of this stuff anymore. It's just all old interfaces and stuff, which now that I think of it, I should probably clear some of this out. I have Back to the Future stuff, because honestly Back to the Future is one of my favorite movies, so I just have DeLoreans all over the place. Jurassic Park and Back to the Future are some of my favorite movies. I got more DeLoreans right here. Got a salt lamp, because salt lamps. And here's the Aputure MC light. I place it there sometimes, or I'll put it down here depending on which way I'm shooting. By the way, I do have a bunch of posters up. These are kind of old posters, but I'm a big Blink-182 fan and Thrice, and I like I said, I come from a music background, so this is why this studio has a lot of music gear in it. Here's my orange amp. I love this thing. It's a great amp. You know, if you're a guitar player, like I said, you know what's up. Corner's full of guitar cases and guitar pedals, cases, and just guitar stuff. I have no place to put them but there for now, but they're in a corner at least, and I can avoid them. And then like have the couch, of course. Can't have a studio without a couch. A casting couch, that is. Just kidding, but we're not casting anybody here, but it's just if you want to come hang out and sit here while I edit, then I guess you can. If we head over to this corner, I don't even know where to start on this corner, but this is an old iMac from like 2011 maybe, or something like that. The only person that uses it now is my niece when she does homework, or she tries to do her little videos and editing as well. She's getting pretty good at it. Yeah, this is like a little desk I have in the corner, and then I have records. You guys, let me get over here real quick. I have records for days. I mean, it's not, I'm pretty sure some of you that collect records have a way bigger record collection than me, but I have a lot of records, and I thought it was cool to kind of alphabetize them, but I mean, they're there. I love listening to records. It's awesome. Like I said, more Back to the Future stuff, because Back to the Future is the shiz. And then in here, I have my very unorganized storage area, I guess you could say. A bunch of boxes with different things for GoPros, cables, batteries, cable ties. There's just all kinds of stuff in there. I need to organize this as well. And then down here, I have my guitars. Some of my guitars. Some of them are in cases. Some of them are not. Old band posters. Aputure 300D case is right there as well. But yeah, you guys, for the most part, that is my studio. I've done so much work out of this place. We say studio, but it's really a room. Let's be realistic. But studio sounds cooler. It makes you feel more important, I guess. I've written full-length records out of here. I recorded so many videos out of here. I've done a lot of work out of this small space. So, I mean, hopefully, you know, if you feel like your space is too small to do anything or anything like that, just kind of work with it, you know, try to make it creative as well. I mean, this isn't the most creative space. I still need to do more work on it, and I will eventually. Just try to make it creative. Try to make an environment that makes you want to create, that makes you want to sit here and edit and record videos and do all that. At the end of the day, your environment does affect your creativity in a way. It does. A messy room or even a messy car can mess with your creativity a lot, and it can make you to the point where you won't even want to record, or you won't want to write music, or you won't even want to do anything. Organize keeps your mental state organized, keeps your mind clear, so that you don't look around and it's like a disaster and you don't know what to do with your life. Clean your shit up. But yeah, you guys, thank you for taking a little tour of my room studio. And if you guys have any questions as far as, you know, what I have, what I use, or anything like that, let me know. But for the most part, this is how I create my videos, at least here in this room. Outside is a whole nother thing, but any videos in here, that's what I have. Basic setup, basic stuff, just another regular dude creating videos on YouTube. If you guys want to watch some more videos, click these videos right here, and don't be a butthole and subscribe. Bye.